What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with our boy Nalf. I went to a nude German sauna. I'm intrigued to jump into this. Before we do, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I get suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. I'm kind of nervous. I couldn't go to a nude sauna. Yeah, I know Germans are more free with their bodies, I guess more accepting of their bodies. And I would say America, I don't know, we don't do that. We don't do that here. And so I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably be shy. I'd be a little embarrassed. I can't walk around naked. I can't be in a place naked. I guess it's still American in me. But let's go ahead and jump into this, see what Nalf got to say.
Sits right next to me and placed her towel, and she joins me in the state of nudity. As we sit there, there are signs everywhere. Do not sweat on the wood. I'm trying to follow the rules. I just have a biological issue. Where there are a bunch of people relaxing in their birthday suits, which is normal because this is Europe. Yelled at by people for not being naked. It finally happened. I finally visited a German sauna.
Talk to me now.
Alright guys, I'm a huge proponent of saunas. My brothers and I, my whole family, all of us are. When I'm in the States, I sauna every single day at our club. Every single day, I think saunaing is the unknown health athletic benefit that a lot of people don't seem to know, or a lot of younger people don't seem to know about. Yeah, so the Alfieri's are big sauna users. So much so, in fact, that we have a portable sauna at our house that looks like this. It's absolutely ridiculous looking, but it works. And my youngest brother, Andy, has to do a senior project, like it's basically his graduation project for high school, and he's doing it on the benefits of saunas. Okay, so the Alfieri's love saunaing. So at the Schwäbisch Hall Solebad, Solbad for you Americans, the Solbad is what we call it. I think it's actually pronounced Solebad. It's like saltwater pool area. They also have Sauna World. So I went online and I looked up the situation and prices for Sauna World. First of all,
why are you doing the air quotes? Sauna World. What's with the air quotes now?
Online and I looked up the situation and prices for Sauna World. First of all, shout out to my patrons on Patreon for their support, because to go to the sauna here is 19 euros. 19 euros. Anyway, I've never done it. I think $19 is a ridiculous price because usually when I go to the sauna, I go for 15 to 30 minutes. Look online here. Okay, it's 19 euros, but you're allowed to stay for 5.5 hours. I don't know who's, doing this for 5.5 hours, but apparently that's the style in Europe. You go to the sauna for half a day. So I bit the bullet. I bought a ticket to go to Sauna World. All right, so in the States, saunas are either clothing mandatory, or they're separated into different men and women's locker rooms. Say, for example, at our athletic club in the States that my family goes to, there is a more public sauna out in the pool area where people can just pop in after swimming, pop out. Everyone's wearing swimsuits. And then there's the more private sauna in each of the respective locker rooms where people are free to partake in the sauna in the nude. But in Germany, it seems here sauna culture is different. It is men and women mixed together, and it is full-on nude. Now, for
co-ed sauna, you got the co-ed sauna culture. Okay, men and women together, full-on nude. Yeah. I don't know what to say. The American in me is confused, is befuddled, is baffled. But we're going to let them keep going.
It is men and women mixed together, and it is full-on nude. Now, for you Europeans, this probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but I come from America. And I'm reading a book right now called The Culture Code. which kind of decodes different cultures and behaviors from different countries. Fascinating, by the way, the culture code. Anyway, he talks about American culture and how it's kind of this adolescent culture because it is such a young culture, and that is reflected in the personalities generally of its citizens. So Americans have a very adolescent view on stuff like nudity. And so for Europeans, it might not be such a taboo thing, but for Americans, like public nudity is a very strange concept. So from the beginning, I'm battling my adolescent culture prejudices, but I'm trying to go in with an open mind. Like I said, usually when I go to the sauna, I want to go, 15 minutes, 30 minutes tops, in, out, get a really good sweat, good cleanse, and head out. I paid 19 euros, so I figure I'm gonna try and stay for a long time and kind of get the full effect. I get in there, and I have to admit, it's really, really cool. It's actually really, really cool. Like here in the Schwäbisch Hall sauna, it's this whole 2-level area where there's not just one sauna. There's like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 saunas across 2 levels. Each of them set at like different temperatures. So there's like a more mild one at 60 degrees Celsius. There's a little bit more intense one at 80 degrees, 85 degrees, and then 90 degrees Celsius. Cool. So these are all like preset temperatures. Whereas in the States, in the sauna, I haven't seen that. Typically you bring in a bucket of water and you pour the water on the coals to adjust the temperature. Now my brothers and I, we like to run it really, really hot. So anytime anybody opens the door, it's too hot for them to get in. And then they just leave because we don't like anybody messing with our sauna routine. But here I was unable to do that because the saunas are preset to specific temperatures. But it is kind of cool to be able to see, all right, I'm going in on this 90-degree one. I'm going to do 10 minutes on that because it's more intense. And then, all right, on the 80 degrees, I'll do 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can kind of cool down go from intense and then just kind of cool down from. That's really cool. I shout out Germany. I've never been to an actual sauna before. I've never been to an actual sauna anywhere. And so I've seen saunas in movies and stuff like that, but I've never experienced it for myself. So I'm not too familiar with sauna life in the first place.
10 minutes on that because it's more intense. And then, all right, on the 80 degrees, I'll do 20 minutes. So it's a little bit more of a calculated scientific approach. Each of the different saunas had like, I guess you would say different themes basically, which mean like they're decorated differently. And they had different scents, say like lavender or eucalyptus, different, things to help you relax in the hot heat, which I thought was really, really cool. Also, so it's just like there's essentially like a lobby area where there's a bunch of lounge chairs. And then there's like little bars of like tea and water and like fruit and stuff like that, little snacks and refreshments and stuff so you can kind of recharge, which I thought was really cool. So I guess the system here is, you go into the sauna area and there's a bunch of different sauna options. And then in the middle of the sauna area is like the relax spot, where there are a bunch of people relaxing in their birthday suits, which is normal because this is Europe. So I was a little bit nervous going in because I had heard from some of my American friends in the past who had worn their swim trunks to the German saunas, because that's typically what you do in the States, and they'd gotten yelled at by people for not being naked. They like yell them like, you have to take that off, you can't wear that in here, you have to be naked. Okay. So I knew that going in. So I went in mentally prepared for this. All right, so I get in the area. I see all the cool amenities and everything like that. It's a very specific demographic. It's a more advanced age demographic, which if you're in a situation like that, you're the only younger person. It's kind of odd. Everyone's looking at you extra. So I'm already really like, all right.
The situation seems as if it would be very awkward. As if it would be a very awkward situation if you're not grown up in Europe and you're not used to that. Very awkward situation.
It's kind of odd. Everyone's looking at you extra. So I'm already really like, all right, on edge because it's my first time just walking around all naked. And then on top of that, everyone's kind of just extra staring like, why is there a young person in here? So I felt uncomfortable. So I walk into the first sauna that I chose. It's like an 85 degrees Celsius sauna. It's on the top floor, and it's called the Panoramic Sauna, and it's got this great view of downtown Schwäbisch Hall. Walk in there, it's empty. Cool, good. I don't have to deal with anybody, okay? Exactly. I remove my towel and place it on the wood, and I sit down. And I just stare out the window. The door's the other way, and I'm just staring out the window. I feel a little bit weird just kind of being fully naked in like a public place. So I'm just sitting there dealing with that as I'm looking out the window. I hear the door open, and I just don't even budge. I pretend I don't hear it. I'm staring out the window, and I hear footsteps getting closer and closer, and then I hear a hello, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm looking out the window, and I turn, and I say hello to a fully naked 80-year-old woman who sits right next to me. Big old son.
Sit right next to the boy. A whole sign out in here. And you gonna sit right beside me. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm too shy. I'm too shy. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. It's not in me. It's not in
80-year-old woman who sits right next to me. Big old sauna. A lot of room. No one else in there but me and her. Sits right next to me. And places her towel, and she joins me in the state of nudity as we sit there. Feel a bit weird, but minute by minute, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it. It's not just the fact that there's like a bunch of naked people around me, but it's the fact that I'm naked too, and I just feel like, it just feels weird. I don't know, it just feels weird. We sat in silence.
You feel like everybody looking at you. They're not looking at you. They probably don't care about you, what you got going on. But you just, I don't know, you feel like everybody was looking at you.
And I just feel like, it just feels weird. I don't know, it just feels weird. We sat in silence, thankfully, because I didn't want to talk. The woman gets up, and she grabs her towel, she says, choose, and then she walks away. And then I sit for a couple more minutes, and I grab my towel. And now I've been following the rules. You know, I'm sitting on my towel as to not sweat. And then, you know, my 15 minutes are up. I grab my towel, wrap it around myself, look at the wood, and I have absolutely, completely drenched sweated all the way through my towel. It's like I wasn't even sitting on a towel. I don't know, what are you supposed to do about that? Like, do you need to get extremely thick towels? Like, say you're a guy with a sweating problem, like a sweaty guy, comes from a sweaty family, like me. How do you sauna properly and not piss people off? So I saw that and I knew, oh, I'm gonna have such a problem, because I've heard all these horror stories about people yelling at young Americans in these German saunas, and I just don't want to be that guy. And now I've got this problem where I'm sweating through the towel, and I know that's going to piss people off, because there are signs everywhere. Do not sweat on the wood. I'm trying to follow the rules. I just have a biological issue. There's these cool, also little like out.
How do you overcome that if you just naturally like you sweat in that kind of? I guess you go to a sauna that's not as hot, but even in the cooler sauna, like, what if you sweat?
Wood. I'm trying to follow the rules. I just have a biological issue. There's these cool, also little like outside rooms where you can go walk, and it's obviously covered, so like people outside can't see you in your birthday suit. So I'm outside in the winter air after just being in the 85°C sauna. And it's a great contrast. It actually feels amazing. It does feel weird to be standing outside naked. Also, there's like glass, and so everyone in the sauna area can still just see you. I'm just standing out there, hands on my hips, just looking at the sky, trying to pretend that I'm comfortable mentally. Physically, I felt really good and relaxed. Mentally, I was a mess. So I do that. I sipped on some tea for a little bit. I strolled around, trying not to catch eyes with anybody. There's an area with like a relaxing pool, I guess, a bad, and there's just a couple in there who were a little bit younger than the average age, maybe in their mid-50s, maybe, and they were just full-on straddling each other, making out in this hot tub in the nude, and it was very loud, and for me, an absolutely shocking situation of PDA, which, by the way, PDA at pools in Germany, off the charts, insane. If they're in the pool, people have no hesitation about displaying their affection for their partner publicly, in front of everybody. And it is quite interesting. And it's especially strange when they're in the nude. So, I don't know. Europe, I guess. Anyway, back to the sauna. And then I go into this other sauna. This is the 90°C sauna. This is what I'm here for. This is what I love. The really, really hot.
You was already sweating at 85. Now, if you was already sweating through the towel, we sure 90 is the right option. Are we sure this is the right option?
°C sauna. This is what I'm here for. This is what I love. The really, really hot to the point where you walk out and you're just dizzy and you feel really relaxed. That's what I want. So I go in there. There's a couple fellas, a couple ladies in there who are all, you know, just living it up. They're following the towel rule, obviously. Now, my towel at this point is clearly, like, damp. Essentially, there's no point for me to put the towel down because it's sweatier than I am. But I'm trying to keep the optics up, and I'm trying not to get yelled at. And so I put the towel down, and I sit in there for 15 minutes. I'm absolutely drenched in sweat. And I stayed in there and stayed in there. I was trying to wait them out because I knew that once I picked my towel up, they would see my just puddle of sweat all over the wood, and then I would get scolded. So I was trying to stay in there as long as possible, waiting for them to all leave so they wouldn't see my sweat stain, but I just couldn't do it. I was about to pass out probably, and so I just said, screw it. I grabbed my towel and I just scurried out of there. I looked back, it was just the worst, just such a huge sweat stain. Luckily, no one said anything to me, but I was certain that they were very disappointed. I don't know what to do. What are you gonna bring? 3 towels? I don't know. So I got out of the really hot one. At this point, I'm getting the effect, the desired effect that I was going for. Gotten a good sweat on. I'm starting to feel relaxed. Drinking some tea, go inside, outside, little contrast action. It feels good. So I basically repeated this process for 2 hours. I, went to the sauna, went to the outside room, hit the cold bath for a little bit, drank some tea, drank some water. Trying to slow down and relax. I eventually started to get more comfortable with the nudity. I think for any American, this is just the first time you go. It's going to be a little bit shocking because Americans are a little bit more uptight about public nudity. That's for sure.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. It definitely takes some adjustments, some getting used to.
Gonna be a little bit shocking because Americans are a little bit more uptight about public nudity. That's for sure. Overall, this was a good experience. If it wasn't so expensive, this is something that I would want to do every day. Besides the nudity, I think even the culture and use surrounding the saunas is different in Europe than in the USA because, like I said, in the USA, we'll go work out, lift weights, run on the field, and then we'll go, hey, let's go pop into the sauna for 15 minutes. And we'll just do that real quick, and then we'll go home. Whereas here, going to the sauna is like an all-day activity. It's like a spa day, like a relaxed day. At least this one that I went to. Which this just also fits perfectly with the European and American culture difference. Like Americans just always on the go, fast food, eat in your car, sauna real quick, go home. Whereas Europeans are able to slow down a little bit more. All right, guys, so that is my first German sauna experience. I began out very, very uncomfortable, and by the end, I was only very uncomfortable. So,
okay, that's
good improvement. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it on the sauna stuff. Probably going to go again at some point. Still looking for a kind of cheaper option to where I can just pop into a sauna for about 15 to 20 minutes every day. So if you live in the Schwäbisch Hall area, let me know. Cody, Speed, let me use the sauna at your house. Why? Yeah, what?
That was fun to react to. I would definitely feel awkward and weird in that situation, just because I'm not used to that. The culture that I grow up in here in America, like you said, very uptight about like nudity, especially in front of others or in public or anything like that. So I don't think I'd have it in me. But that's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, give a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal. Out.